Howdy, Paxman. Cold day, ain't it?
Understatement of the year. Thankfully, being prone to overheating can be something to be thankful for on a day like this.
I don't know. I love it. Back on the PRR, I lived for this weather. Sure, winter storms on the railroad.
Railway. Excuse me, but do you know where you are right now?
Anyway, winter storms on the railroad could cause delays, derailments, and all sorts of trouble. Although I enjoyed it, I thank my lucky stars that I get home safe each day.
Not a moment passes where a bit of gratitude wouldn't hurt.
And it's a bit of a tradition of mine to greet an icy morning with a hearty whistle. May I do the honors?
Surely. Oh, wait a moment. Perhaps now isn't the best time.
Oh, sorry about that.
I instantly forgive you.
Ice and snow had taken the railway by surprise. A bridge was under construction for the Little Western Extension, and the sudden snowfall had delayed the project. Nevertheless, the Fat Controller decided he needed a consistent workforce to run supplies to the valley. He sent Arthur the big tank engine to aid in the task, and when the workload proved to be very demanding, he also called in Wilbert, a visitor from the Forest of Dean.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, Wilbert!
Oh, crumbs, I am truly sorry for all the steam, sir.
It's all right, Wilbert. After some successful negotiations, I'm pleased to say that you'll be staying with us a little while. The logging and lumber companies will need a spare engine to help out later this year. Obviously, a strong saddle tank such as yourself has proven to be invaluable, and I know you will be a credit to me and your railway. How about it, Wilbert? Are you feeling up for the task?
It's a pleasure to be back, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity, sir. I don't get to stretch my wheels too often, and especially at such great distances.
That's the spirit, then. I hope you're ready and raring for the long haul ahead. Now off with you. Tidmouth awaits.
When Wilbert arrived at Tidmouth, he and Arthur hit it off almost instantly. They not only enjoyed each other's company, they had a very similar work ethic, and were very interested in the stories they each had to share. In no time at all, they were chatting together like old friends. So, have you ever had an accident?
Have you?
You first.
You!
Well, I used to have a spotless record, but as you can imagine, that was pretty short-lived in the Northwestern Railway. On my first day, Thomas played a trick on me, and I smashed into Duck's goods train while I was pushing some vans for market day.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, I was covered in applesauce.
If it makes you feel any better, I once filled up my water tank at the dairy instead of the water tower at Tory Wreck.
What? No way.
Yep, guilty as charged.
That's a good story. I want to tell you all about my branch line, but be sure to fill me in on what the Dean Forest Railway is like too.
Would you look at them? Thick as thieves, those two. I've never seen Arthur so, well, outgoing, I guess.
You know, sometimes having a new friend can really bring out the best in an engine. It's new, it's exciting. It's a great thing having Wilbert on the island.
I'm just surprised the Fat Controller had the courage to borrow another engine after what happened to Stepney. I mean, I like Wilbert and all, but we seem to be having a lot of newcomers recently.
Well, the times are changing, James, and we're not getting any younger. The Fat Controller seems to have a grand vision for the years ahead. And having an extra pair of buffers can only help him make that vision attainable.
Besides, it could be worse.
Oh, what a repugnant sight. Seeing you rust buckets crowding the place. Yeah, get with the times, steam kettles.
Well, he could have sent those two down here.
That's right. Ever since the ironworks made that joint ownership contract with the railway, I've been seeing them everywhere. There's always been something a little off about them.
I'll say, next time they call you a shoddy steam kettle, I'll see to it that you stick up for yourself. Smelting diesels or not, you all need to hold your ground.
Fair point there. I guess we should be grateful that Arthur and Wilbert are helping out with the project and not anyone who would be deemed less desirable. Those two bring a better atmosphere to the yard than Ari or Bert by a long shot.
Well, they may bring a better atmosphere, but they wouldn't get the job done like I would have. If the extension is such a big deal, you'd think the Fat Controller would have the sense to dispatch an engine with an ounce of class. I'm amazed I wasn't chosen. Those two tank engines are nothing like me.
Oh, well, right you are, James. Humble, courteous, and don't make spectacles of themselves.
Humph! You think you're so clever, don't you?
Comes with age.
Moving forward, I say we let their wheel turns do the talking, and then we can assess what they can accomplish together.
Over the next few days, Wilbert and Arthur performed very well given the circumstances. They shuttled important supplies over the lift bridge to the new line alongside the River Tid and into the Valley of Arlesdale. The ice and snow made work difficult, but it bested neither of them in the grand scheme of things. The project foreman was very impressed.
Right on schedule, you two. Well done. Arthur, I need you to pick up an important delivery that will be arriving in Vickerstown this afternoon. Once I confirm the arrival time, I'll be sending you off. Hang tight there for a bit while I make a few calls.
Well, it was a slippery slope all the way down here, but here I am about to go back up all over again. Thank goodness my brakes got a tune-up. I'd be nothing in this wasteland without them.
I can imagine, but simply applying your brakes isn't always a surefire way to safety. Your wheels are more likely to slide if you don't apply them gradually, and it helps to reduce your speed. A nice tip to share with your crew, in my opinion.
Duly noted.
Yeah, probably should write that down.
Hey, you don't need to tell me twice. Stepney had an accident when this line was being restored. He knew very well to apply his brakes, but Doc had sprayed weed killer all over the tracks, and he fell right over the edge. He got too swept up in the moment.
So what would you recommend?
It all comes down to you, I'd say. Be focused. Be vigilant. Expect the unexpected.
But how can you expect the unexpected? If you expect it, then, well, it's expectable.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, but I wasn't overthinking it. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, well, just keep thinking about it, but don't keep thinking about it too much, you know what I'm saying?
I am, Arthur, where are you going with this?
Nowhere. Arthur, I've worked with you long enough to know very well that you frequently put yourself in situations where we're all waiting for you to say something very profound, and honestly, you only occasionally succeed.
Ooh.
Oh, shots fired.
Anyway, since you really weren't going anywhere with that, I'll see to it that you go somewhere with this. Turns out I need you to head over to Vickerstown now. Travel safely, but no distractions. Wilbert, I need you to tend to the shunting work here. Arthur can help you when he gets back.
Yes, sir. I'm on my way. I'll see you later, Wilbert.
Goodbye, Arthur.
Arthur arrived at Vickerstown Station safe from deterrents, but not from distractions. As soon as he backed onto his trucks, Derek the Paxman Diesel greeted him warmly. He would soon discover, though, that another familiar face was observing the exchange close by.
Oh, why, hello there, Arthur. It seems my friend Paul the mechanic has something to ask of you. Have you two been introduced?
No, I know Paul. He worked on my brakes, and I know you two go way back. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey there, the maroon looks nice. Did those idiots add the undercoat this time? I bet you Kevin remembered.
Yes, they did, thanks to you. What's up?
I need a favor. You see that ridiculously heavy crate on the platform over there that I couldn't possibly carry myself?
Yeah?
I need that over in Bluebell Valley. If you could get it to the transfer yard, I've asked Sir Handel to take it the rest of the way. The arrangements with the station master have been made. I guess it would all just come down to you, champ. What do you say?
Well, sure, I guess I can. What's inside it?
Don't worry about it. It's for a restoration job a friend of mine's doing. That's all you need to know.
Oh, a restoration project. What for, might I ask?
It's a bit classified at the moment. Sorry guys, I have to head to the valley myself, but it was nice catching up. Here's to dry rails and a clear path home for the both of yous.
I say, that mechanic really knows how to speak to engines.
He surely isn't a people person, though. Will you have a problem getting that crate to the transfer yards?
Well, I'm sure there's room on board. Not a problem at all.
Gosh, this is so heavy.
What's in this? Bricks or something?
Curious, isn't it? I suppose the contents of our deliveries are best left to those they concern. Farewell, Arthur. Safe travels.
I hear you. Goodbye, Derek. But how do we know if it concerns us or not when we don't know what it is? Well, that was sort of profound, I guess. Who am I kidding?
You're late.
I'm sorry, sir. Slight detour?
Never mind, I can't even pretend to care. While you were dawdling at Vickerstown, Wilbert's been rather productive here. Now, we have no room for these trucks on the siding, so you'll have to take them to the bottom of the valley. We'll store them there for the winter and have them ready for the spring.
Well,
I know you can do great work, Arthur. The Fat Controller speaks very highly of you. Now, puff along now and make up for lost time. Be careful, though. The ridge is unsafe.
Yes, sir. I'm very sorry for the delay, sir.
Oy vey. I had to pick up all these heavy lumps of scrap, puffed 10 miles in the snow, and had to make small talk with goody-goody Two Hughes back at the transfer yard. I hate my life so much. It burns.
Shut up, Sir Handel. You're only part of this for the horsepower, not the commentary. Now it all comes down to the man's approval. What do you say? Are these the parts you needed?
With that smile, I'd say this delivery was on point. All the credit goes to me, naturally.
Someone tell the peanut gallery to shut up.
Oh, pummel my pistons. I never get in trouble. I like Paul, but I shouldn't have let a friend get in the way of my work. If you want to be in control, it all comes down to you. Arthur made it to the bottom of the slope safely, and was just about to apply his brakes.
Be careful, Arthur. I bet the rails are going to be really icy.
Yeah, better apply your brakes soon.
Way ahead of you guys. Easy does it now. Hey! Kinda slippery here. Ow! Whew. Well, that could have been a lot worse. Looks like I'm in the clear now. Well, that doesn't sound pleasant. Thankfully, Oliver and Buster heard the commotion and help soon arrived to dig Arthur and his trucks out of the snow. Wilbert hurried to the scene as soon as he could to see if he could be of any aid to the rescue. Admittedly, he was stunned that Arthur had gotten into a nasty predicament despite how vigilant he had been, and this piqued his curiosity onto how exactly the event had played out. Thank you for rescuing me, everybody. This really took me by surprise.
What happened, Arthur? From what you were telling me earlier, I thought you'd be a little more on top of things, as opposed to all this snow being on top of you. Did you stay focused?
I was, but then I slid out of control, smashed into some buffers, and the echo I produced caused a huge avalanche. I wasn't distracted, though. I was cautious as I could be, and yet it had no bearing on my fate whatsoever.
Hey, it's nothing to worry about. It happens to the best of us.
But I should be better than this. Having a spotless record when I arrived meant that I didn't make a mess of anything, and now look where I've ended up. I've learned so many new things and been exposed to so many new ideas, and yet sometimes I just can't keep up this illusion of composure.
No one is perfect, Arthur. Maybe all this time in the valleys really broadened your horizons a bit, made you a little more open to new ideas, and that's something you're adjusting to. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you, Wilbert. Truthfully, I think I feel this way because of something that happened to me today. The foreman was cross with me because I went off course to deliver this crate. He doesn't know that, though. Oh, I'd never do anything like this.
A crate?
Yeah, this crate, and I had no idea what was inside it, but when my friend asked me to deliver it, I wanted to go out of my way to help him, because he was my friend. If only he had told me what was inside it, or at least made arrangements with the Fat Controller or something, then a lot of this mess could have been avoided.
We can't always plan ahead, Arthur. We can only do what we can in the here and now.
But communication, that's something we have that not a lot of other engines really get. There's a huge problem out there.
What do you mean?
The problem is that everyone wants different things, and each and every one of them is working on a fragment of information to a much larger story. That alone is keeping them from finding the truth and clarity that everyone is searching for.
How do they find the truth, Arthur?
By finding each other.
Well, Arthur, that was,
What?
kind of profound.
After that, the engines silently agreed, and nothing more was said. Perhaps it was the cold air, or perhaps it was the silence of the valley. But at that very moment, the engines felt like they had been very blind, not only from the trials and tribulations the elements had set before them, but to a larger world that made everything seem so very out of their control. And you may think that the chill you feel is a passing one that fades away as the seasons change. But believe me, the chill you feel is only the beginning of something very larger indeed.
Yes?
I heard there was an accident. Is Arthur all right?
Oh, yes. All in a day's work, Sir Stephen. Despite one small mishap today, we've managed to keep it together.
Our next objective is the bridge connecting the valley.
Very good. I do. However, once again insist you make safety the utmost priority over there.
After the signal failure, Stepney's dramatic entrance, and now an avalanche, this project doesn't need any more excitement.
It's a blessing and a curse, sir. Good night.
Oh, sir, you forgot to lock up the warehouse.
Oh, Wilbert. I was just about to do that. What are you doing here?
Well, I was down in the valley for a while. That new bridge you're building, it goes right over the small railway. I was hoping to pay the engines a visit, but it seems like they're closed for the winter season.
It's best if you rest up. I'll be running you and Arthur ragged tomorrow if we want to have the supplies ready on time.
Okay. Good night, sir.
Good night, Wilbert.
Coast clear. Move along, Bert. We'll let you in when we get inside.
Come on, you little urchins. If you don't leave the iron shipment here, that's when people start asking questions.
Oh, shut up. You know you're not the boss. We're not letting a shady blinkered old lout like yourself order us around. A little professionalism goes a long way in the workplace. Have a shave, clean up a little, show some self-respect.
Him?
Oh, come on now. You know I wasn't talking to you, Bert.
So, what's the job now? Just a pickup?
The usual.
That sounds like a horn to me.
A pretty familiar one, too.
What's with the warship?
Our employer insisted that he come along to even the playing field.
Oh yeah, it's pretty even now, mate.
Don't worry about them. They're just an escort.
Yeah, we're the escort, but old Ironclaw is here to rip you to shreds if things get out of hand.
Splodge!
Oh, was that the part we weren't supposed to say?
I didn't say anything. Anyway, you have nothing to fear. Consider me a liability gone rogue, displaced and exiled. Yet once again, I'm wrapped up into something a lot more enticing.
Alright then, let's see what you got for us.
Very nice. Our employer will be pleased.
Consider this one of our last transactions.
Excuse me?
The man behind the lumber business apparently is having some second thoughts.
Oh, really? What's he saying?
Well, my current taskmaster says it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. And I am paraphrasing a lot. It was a lot more derogatory and vulgar than that. I'm not really one for delivering messages. Not something I've exactly come to grips with.
Look out! Oh! It's not really necessary.
What the heck was that for? Well, that did not help my tennis elbow.
Hate to break it to him, but he may not have much of a choice. That's a matter he'll have to take up with the higher-up. What's his sum then?
Same as always, what he said. Although he punctuated that sentence with, "You sinister, secretive, warmongering simpletons."
Are we doing business with a man or a thesaurus of insults? We'll have him right over, as always.
I suppose we're done here then.
Will you be stopping by the smelters any time soon?
Only if there is fresh and soon-to-be lifeless metal that needs to be torn apart while simultaneously begging for mercy. Until next time.
Meet you on the flip side.
Did you listen to that conversation between the boss and that guy? It was really morbid and dark.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was romantic tension or bitter hatred for one another.
Maybe it's the same thing.
Heck. Business as usual, I guess. All this sneaking around, all this secrecy. I want this to culminate into something real. What say you, my hazard-striped friends? You're with him all the time. Any ideas what Fedora's got in store?
The man's a minefield. Mr. Mason, I don't recommend you do any prying. There's a lot of things you don't know about. Heck, stuff even we don't know about.
All I know is that someday the pieces will start falling together.
Well, you have a wonderful workshop, Mr. Larson. Those two new lorries of you're working on always make me laugh. They never amount to anything at the rate they're going.
Hey there, lazy wings. Got a present for you. How would you feel about a little tune-up?
Yes, Paul. That would be wonderful.
I need to open the cockpit window for the rear turret. But I have absolutely no idea how you work. Aha! What's this? I've always wanted to touch this little doodad here.
No! Stop right there! That's the trigger!
Well, that was clearly my fault. But for the record, I had no idea that your weapon system was online. Mr. Larson, are you all right?
It's alright, it's alright. I guess it's what I call a wake-up call.
Well, he knows you're not home free yet. You'll have to be inspected again, and then we'll have to dismantle your wings to get you back to the air base. You seem distracted, big guy. Something bothering you?
Tell me, Mr. Larson, how is that ward getting along?